Oh look, you're awake. We can finally go over your diagnosis. Unfortunately, it looks like you've broken your femur. Let's take a look at these x-rays. As you can see, we had to put your leg in traction, which basically means we drilled small little holes in the sides of your leg and we put a metal rod through it. It sounds a little bit crazier than it actually is, so you might feel some pain there, just for a little while. We also had to insert some metal rods in your body. I guess you're gonna be half robot for the rest of your life. Isn't that funny? But anyways, you're gonna be here for a few weeks. And when will you get to walk? Buckle up, kid. You got a long recovery in front of you. If you're here with us today, you've probably broken a bone or have had some other type of traumatic injury, and you're trying to see if we can answer the question, can you heal yourself faster? There's so many different ways that people go about this question, and we're going to break it down into multiple parts in this video. First, let's start off by defining what willpower actually is. The American Psychological Association defines it as the psychological science of self-control. But what does this exactly mean? They further go on to establish it as a conscious effort for regulation of the self by the self. This sounds exactly like what we're trying to answer here. Could you consciously regulate your own body to heal itself faster somehow? Most AI programs certainly don't think so. The typical response of an AI when asked if you can will yourself to heal faster is just a straight up no. It'll normally list the basic things to heal, like eating well, getting good rest, and listening to your doctor. This is contrary to the fact that new research suggests that there could be more variables in this mending process than we used to believe. Things like being more optimistic and thinking positively about your situation have been shown to significantly increase recovery times. This is likely due to the connection between our bodies and our mind. Thinking positively could affect our healing process, even though it's not entirely manual. Perhaps AI can't yet think outside the box just quite. In that way, it seems that AI is limited. Other people like to think of it from a different approach. For example, if you type in this very same question on Google, one of the very first results is from the Washington Center for Women's and Children's Wellness. They talk about approaching injury from the spiritual perspective, not necessarily from a scientific one. Some of their infamous quotes include, "Turning our attention and energies towards self-healing is easy, quick, and can actually change our emotions and speed our healing in a few moments." And Eastern and ancient medical models have been based on self-healing for thousands of years. However, this isn't really a hole I'd like to dive down. It's very easy to understand why people get dragged into these types of self-healings. It's very appealing to have the idea that being mindful, performing spiritual activities, or meditating can magically heal you. Not all of these are bad for you either. There are multiple methods that can supplement medicinal practices. However, it's key to remember that they should never take the place of actual proven science. Making decisions without a professional is always a risky choice, and you should try to steer away from that path. Now let's go in depth on understanding the science of bone recovery. There are multiple factors that can affect the rate at which your bones heal. These include age, nutrition, general health, your treatment, genetics, and your overall lifestyle. Unfortunately, most of these things aren't things that you can change by willpower alone, unless you count the willpower of changing things, lifestyle, or what you eat. So far, there haven't been any concrete results that prove that you can heal yourself faster. So what about the brain itself? There are various ways in which the brain can affect your bone growth. For example, the hypothalamus, one of the key parts of your brain, controls your overall body temperature, hunger, circadian rhythm, and much more, all which have indirect effects on your bone growth. In addition to the hypothalamus, the pituitary gland is responsible for producing and regulating growth hormones like IGF-1. IGF-1 is a key hormone that plays a significant role in bone growth. Both the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland become more active with a proper diet, exercise, and lifestyle. So in conclusion, what have we learned? While there isn't concrete evidence that you can simply tell yourself to heal faster, and just really believe hard that you'll heal faster and see results, we have seen evidence that you do play a major role in your own recovery. we learn that your personal feelings actually do influence how fast the healing process goes. That optimistic mindset will lower stress levels and allow your immune system to do more work. Being proactive with medicine and physical therapy routines also counts as self-healing in a professional way. Keeping yourself strong and following your prescribed regimens and medications is much harder than people think. So perhaps you cannot will yourself to heal that easily, but you can use willpower to affect things around you. Take my own experience. When I broke my femur back in my junior year of high school, it was from a freak basketball accident. The doctors described it as an injury they had never seen before because typically people with broken femurs, violent collision or car accident. Breaking it on the basketball court wasn't really something that they had ever heard of, especially because it's supposed to be the strongest and biggest bone in your entire body. I was stuck in the hospital for 2 whole weeks, the longest time I've ever spent in the hospital. For when people talk about staying on regimens for medicine and physical therapy routines, I can tell you firsthand that it is very difficult to stay on these regimens for a long period of time. For an injury like breaking your femur, the recovery time is 4 years minimum for it to get back to where it used to be, and there is a chance that it'll never get back to where it used to be. Staying on these regimens, making sure you're doing physical therapy, taking medicines for almost a year straight, these are things that eventually over time just simply get tiring and sometimes you just forget to do. Sometimes you lack motivation to heal yourself, eventually feeling that it'll never get better, that it'll always be this hurt leg that will never ever improve, or that this injury will define you for your whole life and you'll never get over it. However, like we researched, willpower can help you. You can will yourself with positive mindsets and optimism to make your brain work faster to heal yourself. At the same time, you can also keep a positive mindset and make sure that you understand why completing your regimens in both medicine and physical therapy is very, very important for your health, both mentally and physically. I hope everybody can use this video as an example of how you should be able to heal yourself, not necessarily faster, but much healthier, and approach the entire issue with a much more positive mindset. Oh my gosh, is that you? It's only been 4 months and you're already walking? That's incredible. How did you do it? You willed yourself to heal faster? That's silly. There's no such thing as willing yourself to heal faster. That's like believing in magic. I'm glad you're up on your feet so early, man. Congratulations. Man, that might be the fastest time I've ever seen someone recover. That's incredible.